by James Agberebi. Former Nigeria international Daniel Amokachi named the late Rashidi Yekini and Stephen Keshi, Austin Okocha, Sunday Oliseh in his Super Eagles World Cup all-time 11. Amokachi disclosed his Super Eagles all-time 11 on English publication Guardian Sports in their Russia 2018 World Cup countdown. Also in the 11, which is in a 4-3-3 formation, are Finidi George, Emmanuel Amuneke, Okechukwu Uche, Austin Eguavoen, Iroha and Amokachi himself. The former Everton and Bes forward was a teammate to all the players he selected in his Super Eagles all-time World Cup 11. The team won the 1994 Africa Cup of Nations and helped Nigeria qualify for their first World Cup in the 1994. Speaking on his selection, Amokachi said, "Given Nigeria's rich history and record at international level, there are many players to choose from, but I have gone with a lot of those I played with because I truly believe it represented a unique period in Nigeria's history, with the Nations Cup triumph in 1994 and our qualification for the World Cup that same year when we proved we can compete with the very best. Peter Rufai is the undisputed choice for me as goalkeeper because he was huge for us in both the Nations Cup win and the World Cup performance in 1994, acting not just as a superb final line of defense but also as a leader from the back. Augustine Eguavoen is my pick for the right-back slot, but the left-back position is slightly more difficult. Celestine Babayaro was brilliant for both Nigeria and at club level, especially for Chelsea, but I will go for Iroha because I think he provided an extra spark to the Nigeria team in attack. Stephen Keshi's place in Nigeria's history is undisputed, so his position in this team is not up for discussion, but Nigeria has had some superb centre-backs and natural leaders, including Christian Chukwu, who captained the Super Eagles to a First Nations Cup title in 1980. My choice as partner for Keshi, however, is Uche Okechukwu, who was rock solid for Nigeria in 2 Nations Cup finals 1990 and 1994, as well as playing central roles in 2 round-of-16 finishes at the World Cup for Nigeria. I want my Nigeria team to line up in a 4-3-3 formation so we can accommodate the many attacking talents to have pulled on the national jersey. The anchorman in midfield is a simple decision, Sunday Oliseh. He could shield the defense, he was a good tackler, he had a great pass and he scored when you needed him to. To complement Oliseh's steel in that midfield will be the flair of JJ Okocha, who could do practically anything he wanted with that ball to set up Nigeria's attack. Then I will stick myself in that 3 as a sort of support striker, playing behind the main striker. I always thrived for Nigeria in that position, because it allowed me to see the game better, to roam about in front of it, pick up loose balls, and feed the main man up front. And there is only one choice for the main striker. For me it has to be Rashidi Yekini, the record goal scorer for Nigeria, with 37 goals in 62 games. His record for Nigeria was excellent. He was also top scorer and player of the tournament for Nigeria at the 1994 Nations Cup, in addition to scoring the country's first ever World Cup goal. There are so many players who could play alongside Yekini in a front 3. Tijani Babangida was brilliant and Segundodegbami roamed the flanks with elegance in his days, but I am going to choose Finidi George, formerly of Ajax, and the ex-Barcelona winger Emmanuel Amuneke to provide good balance on the right and left wings. Amokachi's Super Eagles World Cup all-time XL Peter Rufai, Austin Eguavoen, Stephen Keshi, Okechukwu Uche, Iroha, Sunday Oliseh, Austin Okocha, Finidi George, Emmanuel Amuneke, Daniel Amokachi, Rashidi Yekini. Watch the Premier League live with ExpressVPN.